All right. Good morning, Warren County. This is Brian Carr with Warren First 931. And I apologize because one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is trying to make sure that I've got everything lined up here on Instagram. And I think we're here on Instagram now. Good morning. Now I can look at the camera and not look at the computer. It is a Monday. We are without Kelly. And Kelly, we miss you so much, but we're going to try to keep the wheels rolling and help our wonderful sponsors. And today we are at the Tree City Cafe, and we've got some wonderful guests that are going to be on with us today. Two wonderful women who are movers and shakers in our community. And first, we're going to start off with the weather because we want to thank Reddick Brown for sponsoring our weather. And guys, if you look outside, it's kind of gray. This is what I call typical Monday weather. It's sleepy. So come on down to Tree City Cafe and get your coffee. We're going to play the little... do that one more time because I love it. Kelly did such a good job in making this thing. Oh, now it's official now. So today's weather here is 46 degrees at 9:04 right now. The high will be 52 degrees and the low will be 54 with cloudy skies all day. They don't see any chances of rain coming in. Tomorrow, it should be a high of 50, low of 35. And on Wednesday, there should be a low of 31 with a high of 64. Hey, but make sure you take care of your plants. Bring them in. It's on that frost level. So we want to make sure that if you have all the special little plants that potted plants and things like that, if you can get them out, don't necessarily know if it's going to freeze, but with this kind of weather and it dipping close to freezing temperatures, make sure you take care of those. Thank you, Reddick Brown Ford, for sponsoring our weather today. And guys, we're going to go to our first break, and when we come back, we're going to have Miss Lanisa Bell and Vanessa Miller. So keep it first.
Dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Come join us at 110 East Main Street for a farm-to-table experience all year long. We offer gluten-free, dairy-free, guilt-free goodness that will leave you feeling energized and satisfied with every bite. Our small batch from-scratch menu bursts with juice, shots, smoothies, soups, wraps, and sandwiches, and more prepared daily to give you all the nutrients your body craves. We never add powder, sugars, or anything you can't pronounce, so don't miss out on this delicious, healthy opportunity. Swing by and indulge in some wholesome goodness today at 110 East Main Street, McMinnville, Tennessee.
Community Network Productions takes you inside each community with local interest stories, local music artists, and information.
With each show, the focus is the people and our beautiful community. With our creative team, we customize unique show ideas with our friends in the community. Our focus is you.
See each of our shows on all social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and at our website at www.communitytvtn.com.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
Warren First 931 is your one stop for all things local and all the time. Daily podcast you can listen, watch, comment, and help share through Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you join our text club at 81010 at Warren First 931. You will receive upcoming events, weather alerts, school closures, county and city updates. Make sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, The Local Voice. It has everything that I talk about on the show, as well as the events we attend throughout the week. Your stories, your opinions, and your events. This is Warren First 931.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
All right, guys, welcome back to Warren First 931. I'm Brian Carr, and I've got two wonderful women here. I'm the luckiest guy. It's a Brian sandwich here. Hey, please, someone shoot us a comment and let us know if you're hearing us, if the sound's coming through. We're trying a little something different with the sound today, so if you don't mind, let us know. And let me put this thing up on this banner here because there we go. We've got Vanessa Miller and Lanisa Bell here, and Lanisa's got a lot of things. How many hats are you wearing today?
Today, for this show, just two.
Okay, just two. But yeah, we're excited, and I'll tell you to have anytime we get to be with Vanessa and have her on the show because she showed us off air just a few moments ago a picture when she was younger. She is all business, guys. When it comes to all things getting the wheels of progress going, and so I'm in between these two powerful women, and I know what it's like because I'm married to a very powerful woman myself. Thank you, Miss Carr, for being my wife. I've already told one story about how she picked me out of the many other suitors that she had snooping around. She's gonna get me anyhow. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Lanisa. Lanisa, what do you got going on?
So I'm here to talk today about the Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville. Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville is a 501c nonprofit pregnancy resource center. Now, when people hear resource, they think, oh, we're just giving out diapers and formula. Absolutely, we do that, but that's not all we do. We are an educational program. So we have young mothers. I say young. We also have some mothers who are more seasoned. Can we put it that way?
I like that.
Yeah, more seasoned in life. So we serve clients of all age ranges. We serve clients of all race and religious background. It's not just, a particular denomination or whatever. It's its own 501c3 nonprofit entity. So a lot of people were confused when we first started. We were borrowing a building from First Baptist. And so people thought it was a First Baptist ministry. Well, yes and no. They were letting us use their building, so they were ministering that way. But now we have our own facility. We just actually celebrated our very first year in our own facility. That's at 101 Magnus Drive. If anybody's familiar with the old Farm Bureau building. Absolutely. Over there by Motlow, the TCAT area, that's where we're located. And we actually offer what's called a Learn to Earn program, where our clients can come in and they find themselves in an unexpected pregnancy or just in a place of need. Sometimes, it's not necessarily a surprise, but it's also, they just need some extra support and some extra help. So they come to us, our clients come to us, and we are able to offer them different ways to earn what we call baby bucks. And so that's either through our educational videos, if they're attending all of their prenatal appointments, their OBGYN appointments, they earn baby bucks. If they can bring in, a GED or a high school diploma, a pay stub, things like that, it earns their baby bucks. And then they can take those bucks and then go shop in our store. In our store, we have everything that you would need from, cribs, car seats, clothing, diapers, formula, yes, but anything that you could think of, car seat carriers, strollers, bassinets, pack and plays, all of these things they can earn with their baby bucks. As a matter of fact, we had one client who was able to go over a year without having to buy a pack of diapers.
Wow.
So that helped her financially. To be able to provide other things that her baby needed. And so, we're a pro-life group. We're just excited to help these mothers meet the needs of their infants, but also educating along the way. Our courses have everything from, what to do when your baby's teething, to, we offer services up to 24 months. So the terrible twos, we have, educational courses about that. But that's not all we do. We also have post-abortive counseling classes or courses for anybody who may have made that choice in the past to have an abortion, but they have they're dealing with issues from that emotionally. Then we offer that. We also do parenting classes for the court system.
Wow.
So anybody that's been assigned parenting classes through the court system can come to us, and we can help facilitate that. So we have many arms and many branches that we try to help our community out with, but we're mostly just all about families. We want to keep families growing and keep families together.
And with that, you guys also do counseling for men as well.
Absolutely.
The fathers.
We have as on staff right now, and when I say staff, we're all volunteers, but we have, I'm pretty sure there's 2 male counselors. One is retired, so his schedule is more flexible. And then the other one works, but he'll counsel with men who have jobs as well that need an evening counseling session. So we have for fathers or the male care providers in the infant's life. We do have counseling courses for them as well, which they earn baby bucks for the child and can also use that in our store. So, yeah.
Lanessa, you said 2 things that really impressed me just as a citizen looking at another nonprofit.
Sure.
And that is that you are a hand up,
Yes.
not a hand out.
Absolutely.
And I think anytime an organization can educate and help people better themselves,
Sure.
it's better for everybody in the community.
Absolutely.
And the second thing is that you talked about the family unit.
Mhm.
I think one of the most important things in the United States is the family unit. And we've gotten a long way from it.
Mhm.
And we all need to be reminded that
Sure.
that's where it starts.
Exactly.
Um,
So what we do for the month of, essentially the month of May, is we do a baby bottle fundraiser. So we have these cute little plastic baby bottles that have our logo that would go out to churches or civic organizations. 4-H, I'm looking at you. I know you do service projects. But we send out these baby bottles to these churches or civic organizations for families or children or whoever to fill up with their loose change. It starts on Mother's Day and ends on Father's Day. That's how we kind of incorporate the family into it.
That's great.
So we started on Mother's Day, we ended on Father's Day. And my kids love, when my husband gets home, Dad, you got any loose change? We want to put it in our bottle, So we fill up those bottles and get it back to the center. I mean, this is our 3rd year to do this. This is our annual fundraiser. It's our 3rd year to do this. And, we're pulling in around $10,000 in change. And of course we have folks who say, can I just cut you a check? And of course we'll take a check, but this is a way to get families involved and to get kids involved and your Girl Scout troop or your Heritage Girls troop, or, if you're, so the groups that you had at the admin building recently, the CEC, what are they called?
Oh yeah, the SCEs.
Yes, the SCEs. So the SCEs are actually touring our facility this month.
All right.
And they are wanting to get involved. So it's not just churches. We do send baby bottles out to churches, obviously. But, we want everybody who believes in, like you said, giving a hand up and not a hand out to participate in this. And if you would like to get your civic organization or your church involved, you can call 474-CARE, CARE, and you can request your amount of baby bottles that you would like. If you're just a family and you just want a couple, that's fine. We have a couple, a church that takes 50. just whatever you would like. We have those available. We're also offering an open house to our the pastors and the civic organization leaders who are involved for the first time in the Baby Bottle fundraiser to come out and just do a walkthrough and see what our facility is about, what we offer, and that way they can have more of a better understanding how to talk about the Baby Bottle fundraiser and what it's going to go for, what it's going to mean to these clients.
Well, you guys do so much, and from you guys have an ultrasound machine.
We do, yes. So we offer, thank you. We offer free ultrasound for confirmation of pregnancy. So we have had clients come to us in the past who are, very, very early in their pregnancy. They're scared. They're not sure, which way they want to go with their pregnancy. And, the statistics show that 80% of women who see their baby's heartbeat choose life. So, thanks to the Knights of Columbus at the Catholic Church here in town, they donated that ultrasound, and then we love Miss Nana. Miss Nana Wilcher is our ultrasound tech that volunteers and comes and ultrasounds the girls for us. Now it is by appointment. It's not a walk-in. We can't do that because Nana does work, and she's part-time, and then she's got grandkids, and so we got to make sure we got to give Miss Nana a heads up. But yes, we do offer free ultrasounds, and that very first appointment is just to get to know the client, just to get to talk to them about their situation. We're not there to preach. We're not there to condemn or make anybody feel bad about any type of choices they've made in their lives. We just want to love on these families, and we just want to see them succeed.
And that's why I love about your ministering to the woman, because she's the one immediately affected.
Sure.
But also bringing the man, because it takes two to tango. Yes. And guys, babies don't come with manuals.
Right.
So this is a great, if you're a young person or even an older person that's never experienced or just feels uncomfortable with the situation of children, I would strongly recommend this group, because with the wisdom, with the people, especially the nurses that see this and know how to minister to these, it's primarily younger women, but minister to these younger women, and then these new dads.
Sure.
And they have to understand they are a dad. They help in this process, and that is their DNA. And it's not just all the stuff that we see nowadays. And I love these posts, and you share them. I share. My mom shares them.
Yes.
They're wonderful with these 3D ultrasounds where you can see the baby, and the baby's like waving or doing something, and doing the same stuff after birth.
Yeah.
Where you see the baby doing the same thing.
So same baby, different locations.
Exactly. Exactly. So this goes to show that still there are groups that value the sanctity of life.
Absolutely.
And Lisa, we really appreciate you. How can people find out more? Or what is there a website or something that we can send them to?
There is a website. If you Google Pregnancy Care Center McMinnville, it'll take you to our website. I don't have it off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. I think it's pccmtn.com, I think. But anyway, if you Google Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville, you should be able to find our website. You can also call us 474-CARE. And we're on Facebook. So our if you go to our Facebook page, Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville, our website is linked on our Facebook page in our About section. There's our address, our phone number, all of that is there. So if you're interested in getting involved, either helping us with this fundraiser, the Baby Bottle fundraiser, we need volunteers all the time. And I just want to brag on our coaches for a minute. Right now we have 3 exceptional coaches, and they, we're serving at one time anywhere from 20 to 40 clients at a time, and so these coaches are phenomenal. They're mothers. That's what I like, is that these coaches are mothers, and they can help these young women with especially the first time pregnancies, explaining, okay, yes, this sensation is normal, or no, you might want to see a doctor about that. Because there's always so many questions with a first pregnancy. I know, my first pregnancy, I was constantly calling my mom and asking her, and she was like, girl, I don't know. That was, that was 20 years ago. I have no idea, so it helps to have these coaches who have experience of pregnancies, having children, raising children. And our coaches are just phenomenal, and they are so caring. I want to get teary-eyed. I have testimonials from some of the girls about our coaches and how they say the minute they walk into their coach's room, it's like it's a space, it's an office, but the coaches get to decorate and get to set their room up the way that they want. And I can testify to this. The moment you walk into these rooms, it feels like you stepped into somebody's home, and they say, I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm with, somebody who loves me, which they are. And, these girls feel loved and valued and seen. And so I just want to brag on our coaches and say they're absolutely wonderful. If you find yourself in a pregnancy situation that's unexpected and you need support, and not just financial, some of these situations, we have teenage girls who come to us and their family is, perfectly willing and able to support them financially, and they do. What they need is the counseling. They need the heart help. And so if that's you, you can reach out to us today. We're open Mondays and Thursdays, 10 to 4, again, 473 CARE. I think that's 2273 is the numbers. If you want to call, schedule an appointment. If you'd like to come, just meet with us and see what we're about, volunteer. Of course, we're always looking for donations for our Baby Buck store, gently used baby items. We don't need clothes right now. I'm going to say that our director, Miss Jenny Wilson, I love her. She's precious. And she would be upset with me if I said, bring your clothes, because we have plenty of clothes. There's other charities in my father's closet and other places that can take the clothes. We're just out of room for clothes right now. But, diapers is something, those are consumable. Wipes, something we always need. In-date formula. We can't accept car seat donations simply because we can't, according to Tennessee state law, we can't give a used car seat because we don't know if it's been in a wreck or not. And if it's been in a wreck, then it's not safe. So, but we do accept donations for car seats, financial donations for those. So anything like, a pack and play or a stroller or, baby monitors, that's a big thing, so we accept any gently used baby items. We love donations. We love volunteers. And we're just excited for this upcoming fundraiser, for this baby bottle fundraiser.
And that starts Mother's Day weekend?
Mother's Day weekend is when is our kickoff.
Okay.
We would like to get the baby bottles out to these churches, organizations, families. We would like for those to be out. I think the date for that is the 24th. I think, but we would, or 7th, I don't know, somewhere in the 20s of April. Okay. But anyway, we have several means by which you can either swing by the office and get baby bottles. You can message us on Facebook and say, hey, I need 10 baby bottles for the Girl Scout troop, whatever. Can you meet me here at this time? That's my job. Yes, okay. I will. I'll go get 10 bottles and bring to you. I'm happy to do that. So, just if you'll just reach out, we'll get the bottles to whoever would like to participate.
Well, it is amazing work. And I'll tell you, guys, the sanctity of life, it's so precious, but we have to let people know that there are no mistakes in this world. Right. No baby is ever a mistake. Right. And so whenever a young person gets in a situation like that, they're desperate. They don't know where to turn. But as a Christian-based or faith-based organization, right. You guys are doing such a wonderful job. There's several children here in Warren County that I know that probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for the guidance they got from the Pregnancy Advocacy Center. So, Lanisa, thank you so much. She'll be back on with us, but guys, we're going to take a break here in just a moment. So stay tuned with us. We're here at the Tree City Cafe, getting our good.
He's having the decaf.
Rusty Bucket, yes. Yes. Now, okay, so yes, I am having decaf this morning because I have to go sleep because I got to work tonight. That's okay. This stuff tastes really good, and it's not, for me, not too strong where I could be up all night. Yeah. Or, I might swing back by later. But, hey, we'll come back and we'll give shout-outs to our folks. Thank you guys so much for commenting. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. But remember, guys, stay back and keep it first.
Our Coffee drive-thru located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville, or give them a call at 474-1776. At Our Coffee, we pour love into every cup of coffee we serve. Welcome to our coffee drive-thru, located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When you need help with your medical needs, who are you going to call? At Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you're not just a number, you're a part of our community. When you call Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you'll get a live person to help answer your medical questions. In a hurry? Try our convenient drive-thru. Not able to get out? We offer free delivery within the city limits. Stacy specializes in Mr. Stewart's over-the-counter and prescription cough syrups. Need to transfer your prescriptions? It's no trouble to transfer to Stacy's, where people care and wellness matters. Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy is located at 485 North Chancery Street, or give them a call at 474-0600.
It's the perfect time for planting. Visit Randall Walker Farms at 8240 Manchester Highway in Morrison, Tennessee. From fresh plants to seasonal favorites, we have everything you need to beautify your home or project this fall. Available for both retail and wholesale. Looking for something sweet? Don't miss out on our delicious frozen blueberries. Stop by and see us 6 days a week, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, call 931-635-9535 or email rwalkerfarms@benlomond.net.
Craving the best barbecue in the South? Look no further than Prater's Barbecue in Morrison. Whether you're dining in or taking out, we've got something for everyone.
From our mouth-watering brisket, baby back ribs, juicy ribeye steaks, specialty sandwiches, and fried chicken tenders, your taste buds are in for a treat.
Don't forget our weekly specials. Monday, spaghetti or hamburger steak. Tuesday, meatloaf or barbecue chicken pork. Wednesday, pork loin or Salisbury steak. Thursday, smoked chicken halves or country fried steak. Friday, fried catfish or Cajun catfish on rice.
Whether you're feeding hundreds at a company picnic or meeting a friend for lunch, you can count on Prater's to satisfy your taste buds.
Call us at 635-2259 and taste the tradition at Prater's Barbecue. 30 years of excellence.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
All right, we're back with Warren First 931 on this. I don't know. I'm not gonna say gloomy, but it's kind of a cloudy Monday, and overcast. It's cold, overcast for sure. And let's do. I'm gonna hit this and see if it does right. Let's try this right here. Let's put this right here. Come on. All right. So I guess I'm already there. Oh, that sounds good. All right, guys. Currently, it's 45 degrees here in the Tree City. High of, let's see, come on now, I changed my thing. High of 52 today, low of 43. Looking at tomorrow, high of 50, low of 35. And on Wednesday, it's going to get down to 31. But the sun will come out, and so we'll get back up to 63. So we'll enjoy that good weather that we've had. Thank you, Reddick Brown, for sponsoring our weather here today. Make sure you go out and see them. They got a whole bunch. I'm sorry. Kelly runs around in a Bronco all the time, and they have these cool Broncos sitting out front. And then they got these awesome trucks and
Mustangs.
And Mustangs.
Yeah, that's my.
Okay. So yeah, make sure that go check out Reddick Brown with your tax money, because that's coming out. Thank you, Reddick Brown, for sponsoring us. We'll get back here and let's see if we can do this. All right, we're at the Tree City Cafe and enjoying a cup of Joe. I'm in between, again, two powerful women right here. And there has been a change. There has been a wardrobe change here. We're now joined by Lanisa. What hat are you wearing now?
The chair of the Warren County Republican Party.
The chair of the Warren County Republican Party. And, of course, our all-star reporter, Miss Vanessa Miller here, who, on top of being incredible reporter and digging into the story. She's got a background in politics too, and we're so blessed to have her here this morning. And guys, I apologize. Every time I look down, I'm looking here at the screen. I need to be looking at you guys. And while I'm at it, thank you all so much for the comments here. And this is Miss Tina at Our Coffee. She writes, if you could swing by and drop off a flyer, I can post it through my drive-through window.
Yeah.
And guys, if you want
Absolutely.
not just coffee, but all kinds of awesome drinks, because I saw this pickle lemonade that Miss Tina has over there. Make sure to stop by the Our Coffee drive-through over in Mount Leo, just across the bridge. You can't miss it. On top of good coffee and drinks, she is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. Thank you, Miss Tina, for being one of our sponsors. We love you to death. And Miss Retha wrote, as far as car seats go, I think the police departments and fire departments will give out car seats for anyone who needs one. And guys, if that's the case, then we know about it. We'll try to utilize all our resources and pull them together. And now that we have Miss Lanisa back, there we go. So good. Thank you, Miss Tina. But one of the questions that I wanted to just address about the Pregnancy Advocacy Center is, and let folks know this, we will post something on, especially for specific times for when you guys are going to release all the stuff and contact information. So we'll put a flyer up for that. So you guys can have the information. Just come back to our Facebook, and we'll try to plug it a little closer to time, just so people will know where to go. Now, taking that hat off, putting the Republican Party hat on.
And I was right. That open house is the 24th. So 24th, it's 11 to 1. Light lunch, chicken salad sandwiches, finger food type stuff for these pastors or civic organization leaders that want to swing by and just see what we're about. The 24th, 11 to 1. Yeah.
All right. Now,
yes.
What's going on with the Republican Party?
Oh, wow. What's going on? Excited. So I think a lot of people tend to think that off years or odd years when there's not an election going on, it's time for us to lay back and relax. And okay, there's not necessarily campaigning going on, but man, that is when on the local level, we have to get geared up, fired up, get involved with finding candidates. So, in Warren County, we have a lot of great conservative leadership on the county level. We have one wonderful conservative on the city board, but we want to see more of that. And before we can file, or before someone can file to run for an office or a seat, we have to find them. We have to find people who are not only interested but passionate about conservative leadership on the local level. That's what Warren County Republican Party is about. Now, we do get involved on the state level, of course. We love Senator Bowling. Janice Bowling is wonderful. Paul Sherrill is a great representative, and we do contact them. We do make our voices heard to them, especially in legislative session time when these bills are coming up, and it's things that as a conservative, we're concerned about some of this stuff that's coming up in a supermajority state Republican legislature. We have a supermajority, but things that are coming through are not so conservative. And so of course but like I said, Paul Sherrill and Janice Bowling are great about voting for conservative values on the state level. So, we feel pretty confident on, in that respect. But, right now we've got to think about, there's 24 county commissioner seats coming up. We've got some great conservatives in, but we need to get more. We have a wonderful conservative sheriff. We have a conservative county executive. But we're looking to expand and broaden our reach in Warren County. So that's what 25 is about. 23 was too, but that's what 25 is about. Is looking forward to 26 and getting things in place to make that happen now.
Well, I think what you have is people who may have the passion to do it, but may not have the understanding of the position.
Exactly.
And what you're trying to do is you're trying to cross-train those folks, take their passion with what they don't know about
Yeah,
the position,
absolutely.
because guys, you can be the most popular person and win every election, but you may be the worst administrator. You may be the very worst person for that office.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're trying to, through the Leadership Institute,
Yeah.
through the other programs that we've got going on, trying to take these candidates, these people with this passion, and meld it and blend it with being a good administrator. And it's good for the county, and overall that's good for the taxpayers.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we actually are, we are called Warren County Republican Party, and we are registered with the state, but we're more of a grassroots group. We are more of your everyday, blue collar folks, people who see, okay, these things are happening in my county, that either I'm okay with or I'm not okay with. Right. So if I'm good with it, I want to see it continue and promote and keep it happening. If there are things that are happening that I'm, not so great with, how do I get involved? How do I run for county commissioner? Or what does that even mean? What does it mean to be a county? What's required of somebody? Because I have plenty of people who come to me and say, well, I think I'm going to run for county commission. That's great. Do you know they meet once a month? Do you know that you would be assigned to at least one committee that meets more than once a month? Like, are you willing to give up, this time to be a part of the commission and to be a good commissioner?
Absolutely.
And honestly, I want my commissioners that represent my district to attend the meetings.
Absolutely.
I want them to be at their committee meetings. I want them to be at the monthly meeting. I want them to be, easily accessible. So if there's something comes up in my district, I can contact them. Those are just things that, before you run for office, you want to consider. Am I willing to be easily contacted? Am I willing for people to have my cell phone and call me up over, a drainage issue in my yard or whatever? So, there are things that you really need to consider. And while that passion, like you said, the passion could be there, maybe just not the know-how, how to make it happen, what a campaign looks like.
And I would say too, Linus, that you want candidates. Would you agree that you want candidates who are willing to learn and understand the civic process?
Absolutely.
And do the homework there.
Absolutely.
I know that's very important to me.
Yes.
When I look to someone. Are they going to do continued education? Do they have a true understanding of the civic process?
Sure. Absolutely.
And I see that often in the community where we want change, but no one wants to do the homework to learn about how we bring the change about.
Right.
And so that's a big piece of the puzzle,
Sure.
in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's one of the things that the current board is so passionate about is education. With this past weekend, we just held a Leadership Institute conference called, Local Leadership and Candidate Training. So, we're trying to, people who we had several people in the room who I had never seen in a party meeting, which was so exciting, and they're, these people are saying, I'm thinking about running for alderman. I don't like the way that things are happening in the city, and I would like to run for alderman, or I'm thinking about running for county commission or whatever the case may be. And we even, Judge Moore was in there, and you would think if anybody knows how to be a local leader and run a campaign, it's him. I texted him. I was like, thank you so much for coming and supporting these people. We appreciate having a friendly face in the room that's been through this. And he said, you know what? I learned a great deal today too. And I'm so excited to hear that the party's offering opportunities to even our local elected officials to come out and get more education and to learn, what it means to be truly conservative, and represent the conservatives in your area. So yes, absolutely. Education is key. It's absolutely key.
Love that.
And speaking of education, what's on the docket for the next Warren County Republican Party meeting? Because I hear we're going to get educated. Some people are going to get educated in this.
So we're actually, the April meeting is going to be April 17th. Yes, thank you. April 17th. April 17th at 6:00 in the early voting room of the Warren County Administrative Building. That's around the back of the building on Locust Street there in town, where you would early vote. And we will have at that meeting, County Executive Terry Bell is going to be there to answer some questions, give an update, I should say, more so, and hopefully answer questions. He doesn't have all the information yet, but answer questions, give an update on the rock quarry situation in Dibble. So what he's found thus far, what he's been able to confirm, what he's not been able to confirm, and then we also have coming to speak to us is Marsha Blackburn's representative out of White County. His name is Jake Isom, and he's going to come down and give us, 2 or 3 minutes. I think it's rumored that Senator Blackburn is considering running for governor. And so he's going to come down and I think kind of gauge the audience in that respect, get contacts and things. And then also we have a state executive committee member. Her name is Natisha Brooks, that is coming in to speak to us. She is actually gearing up, and I think it's already started, or maybe is about to start. She's got a conservative podcast that she is going to be hosting. And so she's coming to talk to us about that. But also when we start back in our May meeting is we're going to have the chairman of the election commission, Mr. Ray McKay, is going to come and speak to our party. And there's so many, we know the media sensationalizes, right? Like both sides, conservative and liberal, they sensationalize. And that leaves, your Warren County Election Commission in a tight spot because people assume that Warren County elections are rigged or, so Mr. McKay is going to come and speak to us about exactly how the election process works in Warren County, what the voting machines do, what they don't do. And also, just break down some general, if you would like to run, these are the things that are required, a petition with so many signatures in your district if you're running for county commission. And that's not to run as a Republican. That's just to run for an office. Running as a Republican is a bit different. So in the state of Tennessee, if you want to run as a Republican for a local office, you have to be what's considered a bona fide Republican. And that means that you have voted in 3 out of the last 4 state or federal primaries, not the general. I'm not talking about November you voted for Trump. That's where people really get confused because like I have own family members that, I was born in 81 in October, which means Reagan had been in office, since January of that year, right?
Yes.
And my parents, she's like,
he's my favorite.
So
she told us a great story right before we came on air about that too.
So I was born during the Reagan administration. My family has been voting conservative since I was born, right? But my own father is not considered a bona fide Republican because he hasn't voted in the last 3 out of the last 4 Republican state or the primaries. So primaries, people think, it doesn't matter. I'm going to vote for the Republican when the general comes. It matters. It matters so much, especially right now in this political climate that we're in. We have, 80 million people that voted.
I think that's right.
For Trump in 24.
Yes.
So we had 80 million. Okay. I'm going to say, and I might ruffle some feathers, not all of those people are Republicans, especially bona fide Republicans. A lot of those people were just fed up, right?
Absolutely.
And so then when they want to get involved locally, especially, here in Tennessee, the way the Tennessee laws work, they want to get involved locally and they say, well, I think I'd like to run as a Republican for this seat. And I say, well, you're not a bona fide Republican. They take offense to that. And I'm not saying you're not a conservative. Please understand me. I'm not saying you're not a conservative person or that you haven't voted conservatively for years and years and years in general elections. But the primaries is what the state looks at to see, which way because when you go into a primary election that, at that election at your precinct, the election worker will ask you, are you voting in the Democrat or the Republican primary? You have to declare at that time which election you're coming to vote in. And so that's how Tennessee keeps up, because in general elections, we don't know how you vote. We just know you voted. Right. And so that is one thing that has, I think, caused some confusion in Warren County, in Tennessee in general, because we have open primaries. And so, which means that you can show up and have conservative values, but choose to vote in the Democrat primary. because you're trying to sway an election one way or the other, or vice versa. You can come in and actually be lean more towards the Democrat side, but you vote in the Republican primary because you're trying to sway an election one way or another. So personally, and I'm saying this into the camera, this is not the stance of the Warren County Republican Party as a whole. This is Lanisa Bell speaking. Personally, I would prefer closed primaries. And that's something that has gone up before legislative session multiple times. I think I know for the last 3 legislative sessions. But, unfortunately, our state, the committee, the way a bill's passed, it goes before committee first. And then if it passes committee, then it goes to the Senate floor or the House floor. And so, unfortunately, the bill that would close primaries couldn't even get a second to be heard in committee. So that's unfortunate, I feel like, especially when you look at polls and see how many Tennesseans are for, Democrat and Republican both are for closed primaries. 95% of voters are for closed primaries.
Well, no one wants their ideals being hijacked.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Lanessa, would you tell the public what a closed primary is?
So,
I'm familiar
sure.
with that because Florida has a closed
Right.
primary, and
Right.
I have a child there.
Yeah. So a closed primary would mean that when you register to vote, you would have to declare at that time if you are a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent. Now, independents don't get to vote in primaries because anybody that runs as an independent is automatically on the ballot. But you can, in a closed primary system, what that means is you are a card-carrying member. On your voter registration, it would say Lanisa Bell, Warren County, District 4, Republican, right? And then I would present that when I would go to vote in a primary, and they would know this is, you are bona fide or a registered Republican at that time, not bona fide, registered Republican. You're voting in this primary. Also, it would just clear up the waters so much for people who want to run. They would be able to say, I am a registered Republican, right? Instead of, when was the last time I voted in a primary? We have situations where, like in 2024, there were 3 state or federal primaries in one year. And so we have people who were bona fide within a year's time, but then we had people who, if they didn't vote in one of those 3, they lost their status. So, it's so confusing. But with a closed primary, you're a registered Republican, Democrat, or independent. And also with the closed primaries, you don't have the option to switch parties within 90 days of an election.
Yes,
so there's 30 days. If you would like to vote in a Republican primary, you would have to go at least 90 days prior and file to change your affiliation or your registration to be registered as the other party. Yes. And so that would slow the crossover voting way down, in my opinion. Yeah.
And that's one of the big issues here in Warren County because and everybody knows, for a long time, this used to be a democratically controlled county.
Yeah. Yep.
But over the last really 3 to 4 election cycles, we've seen more conservatives take over. And then if you look at the general election here in 2024, you look at how many votes Trump pulled versus the Democratic challenger. I mean, it was overwhelmingly conservative. So we've got a lot of people who are kind of transitioning.
Right.
But from the Republican Party side, and I think you'll agree with me on this, what we're trying to do is trying to get good leaders in there. We don't want to have the same people in there for a long time. We want to continue growing good leaders.
Absolutely.
And so that's why leadership, making sure that you're bona fide or the election process, and having Mr. McKay for the May meeting, because I was enlightened. I didn't know much about the districts and how things work. And so I signed up to work for the election commission, and I learned so much. And this is how I got into the Isha thing, because I was stationed at the Shells Ford Baptist Church, and that anybody who lives at Isha and they're registered to vote and they come in to vote on election day, they have to go to the Shells Ford Baptist Church and come in to vote. So that's where I learned so much. But and what a lot of people don't know about the election commission is that they have registered Republicans and Democrats that make up the
Yes,
election
that's
commission.
right. It's balanced.
And so
It's balanced and fair.
And
Absolutely.
so, for anybody who wants to know more about it, I encourage them to come to the May meeting, especially.
Sure, yeah.
But please come to the April meeting,
Yes,
April
yes.
17th at 6 o'clock in the early voting room,
Yeah.
and hear Commissioner Terry Bell, County Executive,
yes.
Terry Bell speak, and it should be exciting.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have a great informational time, but also, on the party level, we want to encourage people. We want to motivate people. We want to inspire people, and show them why you should get involved, why you should care, and so, that's one thing that I'm passionate about is motivating people, getting them involved. And, I feel like, and of course it's nobody is ever at doubt on whom I serve. I love Jesus. I love the Lord, and I am serving him, and I serve him through chairing the party right now. This is the position that he's placed me in, and I feel very, very confident in saying that he put me here for a reason. And so I know that there are other people who are like me, that are like-minded, but they don't know where to start. They don't know how to get involved. And I'm just going to say, come to a meeting. And when I say, and I tell this to my board all the time, Brian can confirm, he's in the meetings, the body of Christ, yes, is the church, right? But the church is not a building.
No,
it's not. It's us. So when we get involved in Pregnancy Care Center, or when we get involved in the Republican Party, that is actually part of the body functioning in the community.
Absolutely.
And that is what I desire to see. And when I say the body, we know, the foot is not going to do the same thing that the knee does. It's not going to do the same thing that the elbow does. It's not going to do the same that the mouth does. That's my body part. but what I'm getting at is we all have different giftings and talents and abilities. And some people may say, well, I don't really feel like I'm cut out to be, in the foreground as far as running a campaign or being a political candidate. That's not me. Okay, great. We need people to come work behind the scenes. We need people to do all types of things. If you're passionate about it, we can find you a job. I promise.
Oh,
absolutely. And one thing also that I am excited about for the Warren County Republican Party moving forward is we have a new young Republican representative. Yes, we do. Mr. Brandon Stegg, who works at DA Stanford's office, is taking that on for us, and I'm so excited. Brian can speak to this. This was his previous role.
Look, do I look like a young Republican?
Yeah.
Rob Nunley, this is for you. Every time I'd say, what's the young Republican? You're not a young Republican. But no, seriously, guys.
But Brandon's young.
yeah. And Brandon's the right man for the job. And God sent him this. I've been praying for somebody to send somebody like Brandon, and God just sent him right our way. So we're very blessed. And that's with all the people that we have that serve on our board and that are attached to the party. And God may be calling you. He may be calling you to come to this meeting and get informed and learn what you can do to help our community out. Because, listen, Republican, Democrat, they're all labels. Right. What the most important label is what we call our Christian conservatism, right. being a follower of Christ and being a servant. And that's really what it is. We want to be servants of the community. Right. So, Lisa, is there anything else that
I just would like to encourage, if you're a young person, if you're thinking, the Republican Party is my lovely 19-year-old would say is a bunch of old people. Guess what? She's getting involved with young Republicans.
Yay!
So if and that's that. Yeah, that's there you go. It's time. A segue. So
you're never too young or never too old to be part of this group. And this is, guys, I don't know if you could see this. You might have to raise up to that camera right there.
9 years old, I served as a page on the legislative floor on our Tennessee House of Representatives. And at 9 years old, I explained to Governor Ned McWhorter why he should have voted for Ronald Reagan. So you are never too young. You're never too young to involve your children. To me, it should be a family thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I would just thank you for listening when you were sent the message
Yeah.
to serve.
Yeah.
And you too, Brian. And
Oh, look at
bring
when-
your whole family to
That's
the
right.
meeting.
And that's another thing. So I am never, ever going to assume that I'm the smartest person in the room. I love having very sharp people surround me, people who have different giftings and different talents. And for that very reason, I personally follow a plethora of Republican Party pages on Facebook to see what they're doing, right? Because I'm thinking I can glean, I can learn, right?
Absolutely.
So Bedford County is hosting family game night for their Republican Party, and I think they do it like once a quarter. Bring the kids, bring the spouses, potluck. We're going to have it, we'll have a couple tables of dominoes. We'll have a couple tables of Uno, whatever, and I think that is wonderful to fellowship with one another, for our children to see what it looks like to be involved on the community level, to build community,
Absolutely.
and yes, we have that. A lot of us have that within our church families, but some of us don't. And so to be able to build community, to be able to say, you know what, you're not alone. You are a conservative. You have conservative values. So do we. Come over here, join us, and we will get you involved. Like I said, wherever you feel comfortable. Not everybody's going to run for office,
Right.
but we need people to help with campaigns. We need people to help with fundraising. We need our Warren County Republican Women's Group. I mean, I'm telling you what, they meet every other month. Their next meeting is May the 8th. I'm pretty sure. Can you look at your calendar? I'm pretty sure it's yes.
May 8th is Thursday. Yes.
May 8th at 6:00 at Bushel and Peck on Sparta Street. And they're just a conservative group of women who come together and promote the conservative ideals. They help the party, but they also have a little bit more of their own niche where they are focusing, maybe directly more on a certain, for example, if there's a district that has one or more liberal county commissioners, the Republican women may focus all their energy, on this one district to see that it gets a conservative elected, but they hyper focus more so on certain issues or certain areas, and more so than where the party's more broad reach.
Wonderful.
So they are a wonderful group led by Miss Stacy Hart. So we've got
great.
and it's a smaller meeting. So if the larger meetings intimidate, the smaller meetings we have women that just go to the women's meeting and then they're updated on what's going on with the party, as
Right.
well as involved, so we love that. We want people to get involved.
I love it.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Well, guys, we're going to go to another break, but thank you, Lanisa, for being with us today and sharing so much information and wearing so many hats on top of everything. Guys, what you might not know about her is that she is a homeschool mom.
Yeah.
And
Do your school, kids. It's time for math.
she's a farmer. She does co-opting. She does all kinds of stuff
4-H.
on top of all these other things that she's got going on. So it has been a true privilege to have you on today. Thank you so much. We're going to have you back. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial break, but make sure to stay with us. We got more. We're going to send shout outs. Thank you, Danielle. This is good morning, Vanessa and Brian.
Oh, good morning, Danielle.
So, and we'll send shout outs and send love to the rest of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us today here on a overcast Monday. Everybody's got a case of the moon days, but no, we're blessed to be here and be able to give you this information. But hey, guys, stay tuned with us and keep it first.
Tri-County Bank has been serving the people of this region for 53 years, and we are fully committed to the people and the communities that place their trust in us. McMinnville and Warren County is just one of the 9 counties that we serve. With 4 convenient branch locations, along with 7 ATM and ITM locations, you can be assured that Citizens Tri-County Bank is close by. Committed to you and committed to the communities we serve. It truly is what makes Citizens Tri-County Bank the only community bank you will ever need. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
February is the month of delicious deals at Sonic Drive-In in McMinnville. Get ready to treat yourselves. Starting February the 24th, cool down with their delicious, refreshing strawberry mangonada slush. perfect for those sunny days. Start your day right with our special drink offer until 10 a.m. Make Sonic your rise and shine morning destination. So many flavors to choose from. And remember, we've got the best sun drop in town. Dive into these amazing deals this February at Sonic Drive-In.
This is David Moore with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren counties for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor, a homeowner, or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Spring is here, and so are your yard care needs. Visit McMinnville Lawn and Garden at 129 Keel Drive, where we've been serving our community since 1995. With a rock-solid reputation for excellent service, our dedicated team is here to help you find the best lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and more. We proudly carry top brands like Echo, Stihl, Shindala, Gravely, Cub Cadet, and Skag. Take advantage of our early spring service, free pickup, and a discount on service. Plus, from chainsaws to gardening tools, we've got you covered for storm season. Trust the experts at McMinnville Lawn and Garden, where quality and customer satisfaction come first. Call us today at 815-5296.
Hey, this is Kevel at the Cafe at Tree City, and I'm happy to say that you can now order all of your favorite espresso drinks online for pickup or curbside delivery. And you can do that by getting on Google, searching the Cafe at Tree City and just clicking online order, or follow our social channels and click on the link in our profile. Come enjoy a drink with us inside for pickup or to go. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks.
I want to go get
All right, guys, we're back, and we've got you got a special guest on the phone. And listen, I'm going to ask you guys right now if you can hear Melody. Go ahead and let us know you're there.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Hello, Warren County.
Okay, we're on the phone with Melody Krim. We're going to put that up. And guys, if you can't hear Melody, let us know. We appreciate your comments and feedback from us. We're trying something a little different here. We're at the I keep want to call it the well, but we're at the cafe side. We're at the Cafe at Tree City. There you go. Thank you, Kevel, for allowing us to be here. Thank you, Miss Robin. We're going to meet with Miss Robin at some time in the future to talk about the Daniel project that she's got going on. But we're very blessed to have our very own. We got a comment here. Let's see what they say. We can hear, thank you, Miss Tina. Miss Tina, we love you. Thank you so much. Oh, and hey, look, guys.
Miss Tina, have you found a winner for your raffle yet? We'll see if she's found a winner, because I know she's had to draw several tickets and has not. She's got a full podcast system up for grabs. All you got to do is stop by there on Sunday or Monday, and you get this raffle ticket, and then she raffles off at the end of the month these incredible prizes. I talked about it on Saturday when I swung by and saw her, and I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, all you got to do is get a coffee, and you could potentially get like a really great prize at the end of the month just for getting your daily caffeine fix.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mel, she said no, she doesn't have one, so we've posted that up. And one thing while we're here at the well, you can get these, look at these personal sized peach cobbler. They got, what is that? The blackberry
and peach.
If you get one of these personal sized cobbler pies, you get a free cup. You get a free cup of coffee. And so, just wanted to do that. And then one more thing. We've got these
I
are
got
the
my
bottles.
baby bottle.
Lanisa was in the first segment talking about the Pregnancy Advocacy Center, and these are the baby bottles. These are the bottles that you're going to be filling up with change. So make sure to go to the Pregnancy Advocacy Center or Facebook them, text them, and we'll be putting something on for them. But yeah, let them know how to get yours or find out the information on how to get yours. And okay, so. And I apologize, Melody. We had those things just come up. Now, Melody has been running all over the county this week and this past weekend. And so we're going to reel back and we're going to talk about and yes, Miss Tina, we'll try to get you one here. Sorry, Mel, I'm filling comments. But Melody, tell us about your weekend. Tell us about what was going on in Warren County with you.
I'm worn out. It has been a great weekend. It's just been a while since I've had an active weekend like that. So Friday, it started Friday, because Friday matinee, I went to the animal show at the Park Theater, which is still incredible. Great animals. I thought they were bringing the big cat. They did not bring the big cat, but there were so many other great animals. It was such a great show. I did not know armadillos would attack stuffed animals, but they did. That was really fun to watch. And they brought out a capybara. I love capybaras. If you don't know what that is, it's like a giant guinea pig. Makes the same sound, cute face. And then they had a bear cat, which that's not its official name, but I can't ever pronounce the official name. And I've always wanted to see one of these in person, and I really want to smell one. And I know that sounds weird, but they smell like buttered popcorn. He said that he thinks it's Fritos, but it's common knowledge that this bear cat smells like buttered popcorn. But of course, I couldn't just go up on stage and snitch his animal, because that animal doesn't know me.
That would be weird.
I have this visual of Melody smelling this animal.
Yeah, it was a great selection of animals, and it was animals you don't normally get to see. And it wasn't just getting to see the animals, it was a lot of really great information and knowledge. Before the show even started, they did a true or false trivia thing, so the kids kind of got warmed up for it, and I learned things I didn't know, and it was really, really good. It was great. And then that night they did another show, and I talked to Joe, and he said there was over 300,000. See, I'm tired. 300 people that showed up for that show, so that's just awesome.
Great.
I bet there were kids everywhere, which is why I didn't want to go to the evening show. I love kids, but when you put them in an environment like that, well, Brian, was like Santa sing along. They get really loud and really rambunctious.
They can get excited for sure.
They do. So that was started it. That was Friday, and then on Saturday morning, bright and early, I was at the farmers market, and it's starting out really, really good. I got a loaf of sourdough bread, and we've just been chewing on that all weekend. It is so delicious. And it was really tough to choose because there were several vendors up there with different sourdough breads, but that's my all-time favorite. That's how you get me to give up government secrets. And I don't even have any, but I'll make something up and make it sound convincing for a good sourdough bread. But no, it's going to get better. This is the first Saturday, and as the fruits and the vegetables start coming in, you get more vendors up there. And then they said the first Wednesday in May will start their Wednesday hours, so they'll have a Wednesday time and a Saturday time. But there were a lot of really great plants up there. Rusty Bucket that sells right there at Tree City. They were up there with their coffee. So it was lots of jellies and jams. So that was really good. So if you missed it this week, definitely go up there next week. Awesome selection of stuff. And then after that, I went and saw with Tina. And then I headed out to Dibble for their shindig. That was their first annual block party, and I've been meaning to get out there for a while. I'll be honest, ever since I was working with Heritage Alliance, I've been meaning to get out there, and I never had, and this was a great opportunity, and I'm so glad. Their little museum is so awesome. There was so much information in there. I did a live video about it, but there was just so many I love old pictures. I love old pictures. I love pictures, period, but those older pictures are just something special about them, And But yeah, it was a wealth of information. So if you grew up in the Dibble area, or you have family from the Dibble area, definitely go and check out the museum. You may see somebody you know. And she had a memorial plaques on the wall. And she was telling me, like, there's a notebook. And they're trying to find each person on the wall. They've got a section in that notebook of things about their life. And that's one thing I said on the air. You know, as you're cleaning out your parents' house or an aunt's house or your grandparents' house, don't throw that stuff away. We've got 5 museums in town and 2 genealogical societies. We've got one in the library, and we've got a small one in the library, and then the big one, the one that Ann Brown does a lot with. I think Mary Dawn's actually the president, but Warren County Genealogical Society. It's down in the admin building. It's actually behind the early voting room. And she has done an incredible job of gathering up the information. I've gone there several times trying to locate people, and they do a great job over there.
Hey, Mel, hang on one second, because what you may not be able to see.
I have a fun fact. This picture right here was taken in the Dibble Museum. I am a Dibble girl. And this is Tammy Stoner and myself when we were young Girl Scouts. Tammy is also a big part of the Dibble community, and her mother, Linda Stoner. So there have been great things going on in Dibble for many, many years.
Tammy's my neighbor, and we're related somehow. So I love Tammy.
Yeah, we were Girl Scouts.
Somebody let Tammy know we gave her a shout out this afternoon. Well, Mel, sorry to interrupt, but we had to because that.
Genealogical Society does do an annual meeting that is open to the public. It's, hang on, let me check my calendar. The third Saturday of the month. So the next one's the 19th. Okay. But they do special guests every single month. There's like something special that goes on, a special speaker. And we try to keep y'all updated on that. But anyway, so did the Dibble Museum thing, and then I left and went to Dana Sexton's daughter's soccer game. They did an incredible job, and I hope to have those pictures posted later. It was a great day. It was very windy. And you know Dana's daughter, Brian, Layla, she's tiny. There was a couple of times she had to brace herself to keep the wind from blowing her across
Bless
the
her
field.
heart.
That wind was brutal. But I was so grateful to be able to be there for her and watch her play, and they did a really good job. And then I came home for the briefest of moments before I ended up at the Park Theater that night for Tito Gomez.
Oh, please tell us how that show was.
It was really good. I did not stay for the whole thing because I got a little storm scared.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people did. Honestly, what got me storm scared was that Tops and Cumberland closed early.
Yeah.
And they normally don't close unless they really believe that it's going to be bad, because they don't want to put the employees in danger. But and when they said they were closed, I was like, maybe I better go home. So I did not unfortunately get to stay for the entire performance, but it was a great crowd that showed up. It started with 3 young kids. I did not catch their age, but they performed, and it was really good. And understand, this entire show was in Spanish, so I was lost 90% of the time. The MC did some Spanish, some English, but the performers all in Spanish. And I mean, as I said, I've taken Spanish for most of my life in various forms and still speak very little. So I picked up on a couple of words. I'm like, oh, I know what that one means. But most of the time I was lost. But I thought it was so incredible for the Park Theater to do a show for the Hispanic community in Warren County where they understood what was going on and that they were able to participate in. Oh, and I will also tell you this, that I went confirmed because I thought I knew what she was doing, but Tito's mom, I think it was either his mom or his grandmother, before it even started going along the entire stage, spraying stuff and muttering things under her breath. And I said, I bet she's blessing that stage before her baby gets on there. And I went over there and I asked, and she said, yes, she was blessing the stage. So before he even got on the stage, his mama went out there and did a whole blessing of the stage. I thought, how incredible is that? You go, Mom.
Well,
protect your baby at any cost. But they did that, and then after the kids got up there and sang, Ashley Fernandez came out and did a traditional dance with the mariachi band behind her. Oh, nice. She did a great job. And then Tito came out and he performed, and I probably stayed for about 20 minutes of his performance, and then I scooted. But it was so good, and I hope that the Park Theater does more shows like this, because I know that it meant a lot to that community to have a show, have a performance that they could attend.
Look, I think that it's great. I hope that Main Street is able to pick him up at some point in time. And
he's really good.
Well, that's everybody that I've talked to, and we're going to have a special guest on Thursday's show, Mr. Justin Neely of the McMinnville Musician Exchange, and we're going to talk about Warren County music, all things. But he was talking about everybody knows Tito is Victor apparently, and he's like, isn't it awesome that Victor got to play the Park Theater? And that just goes to show we have such a beautiful venue in the Park Theater, and it means a lot, even when your mama has to come out and bless it. Yeah. That means so much on how wonderful of an opportunity it is and how much of an honor it is to get to be on that stage.
Absolutely. And I will say, this is not Tito's first time performing on the Park Theater stage. He performed for Hark in the Park.
Okay.
I was told ahead of time that the Tito I got at Hark in the Park was not going to be the same Tito I was getting that night. And he was right. It was different. But I enjoyed both versions. He was great. And I will definitely be keeping my ear out for him to perform again, because it was really, really good.
Well, Mel, did you take Sunday to recover?
I did. I didn't even make it to church. Shame on me, but I woke up and I was so drained. My head was throbbing. So I just took the opportunity to stay home. And my arthritis does not do well in rainy weather. But I did manage to get the Great Dubois pictures from last Sunday up edited and up, and I got the animals up edited and up, and then I did the bridge from when I took my trip to Elizabethton last year up, and now I'm working on the soccer game. I don't know if I'm going to get through it today or not, because I definitely see a nap in my future.
Well, look, this is great sleeping weather, but guys, Melody,
and it's gotten cold, and tonight I'm going to be at the flag football game.
Oh yeah.
And I messaged our good friend Brett Carden, who is so wonderful and is willing to work with us, and I said, just to make sure, this is going on at Nunley, and actually I said the middle school, and he said Nunley tonight, and he said yes, and then he said, wear a hoodie, and I went, what? And then I messaged him back, I said, there's a dress code? He goes, no, there's a cold code.
It's cold.
And I looked at the weather, and it is going to be so cold tonight, so I'll have to go find my sweatshirts again.
I was just getting ready to pack all that stuff up this weekend, and then all of a sudden it got cold. It's like, well, maybe I'll keep it out. And guys,
I've got that tonight. I've got baseball tomorrow night. This weekend's going to be hopping. It's the first, second Saturday of the year. I'm really excited about that. Kings of Queen is going to be at the Park Theater. The car show and yard sale for Project Graduation is going to be happening at the high school on Saturday during the day. Also, if you guys have yard sale items, even if it's a small box or like a grocery bag of stuff, and you're like, oh, I don't want to bother them with that. Drop off is Thursday night and Friday night. We've got those times up on the page. They're happy to take anything you guys can donate. And it goes to a great cause. It goes to our kids. To keep them safe on graduation. Yes. We need to get somebody in to explain what Project Graduation is and what the kids do. So maybe we can work on that and getting somebody in from the board.
Yeah, that would be great, because I didn't have that at my high school back in Memphis growing up. And
I didn't have it at my high school. The biggest thing happened in senior year where I was is we had a senior exit exam, which is kind of like a thesis. We had to work on it all senior year and present it. And it was like you had a total of 4 points, and there was multiple sections. But if you didn't pass that senior exit, you did not walk that stage. It did not matter if you were a straight A student. You flunked that senior exit, you didn't get to graduate.
Now, Vanessa grew up here. Vanessa, did they have Project Graduation when you were graduating here?
That was a little before my time.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, it's probably before yeah.
But I can't speak to how long it has been around, but I know it's been around for at least 20 years. I don't think I misspoke there. It's a wonderful, wonderful project.
It used to be at the detention for a while, which was great because they got the arcade games and the bounce houses and all of that. And then for some reason they switched it back to the Civic Center, I think is where it is, or maybe at the high school. And I'm not sure why they changed it because, I mean, to me, the detention would be the best place, and it's less work, it's less setup. But I'm not sure why they switched it.
Miss Retha has, and thank you, Miss Retha. She said contact Monty Childers. So we'll get in touch with Monty Childers and find out if he can tell us exactly where it's going to be. And the ins and outs of it, but that's a great program, especially, you think about graduation night. For us, it was prom. That was the wild night that you want to make sure everybody was safe on, but graduation night, you want to make sure.
Probably that one too, and that's coming up on us faster than we know.
Oh yeah,
it's right around the corner. I keep telling Matt, I'm like, we have got to go rent your tux. He's like, I know. And then he wanders off. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we got to do that.
So we've got a big weekend.
We do have a tux rental place here in town now. So again,
good.
Because we lost the Cat's Meow, or no, that was it beforehand. Upton's Bridal. We lost them. They closed down. So everybody was having to go out of town. So it's good to have a place again that's renting out tuxes, and those who missed that announcement. It's Tree City Flowers and Gifts, which is where Gary and Gail's pit stop used to be. It's that building, and they are doing tux rentals. So if your kid is also not feeling very motivated to go get their tux, go see Robert, and he can definitely help you guys out.
Do I have to?
And he can do boutonniere and corsages. And he was saying, and I talked to Matt about this, because sometimes when you put that corsage on the ladies, even on the wrist, it can get in the way. And I can't remember what he called them, but they're like mini bouquets that they can carry and just set on the table.
Oh, nice.
But it's like a little itty bitty bouquet that they can do, and he can do those if you'd rather go that route instead of a corsage.
Yes, I understand corsages are a little dated these days.
I get my wife and my mother one for Mother's Day every year, and my wife says, "Why do you get that for me? I don't wear that stuff," but my mom loves it, and my mother-in-law, and I try to get my brother's mother-in-law's one too, just because I'm there and I'm doing it. So,
I grew up doing that. It was kind of tradition to give your mother and grandmother one on Easter or on Mother's Day. Yes, but I understand that for the young kids at prom, that's a little dated these days.
Well, he even said, because I said, do we need to talk about corsages for Easter? And they said they don't do that anymore. I'm like, what? Because I remember I used to be so jealous because Mom and my grandmother always got corsages for Easter. Not me, because I wasn't old enough.
And now it's not cool.
They don't do it anymore.
Brian, we're gonna
bring it back.
Yeah, we're gonna get Melody a corsage.
But yeah, he said that some still do it for Mother's Day, but really they get no orders for Easter anymore at all. And I'm like, oh, come on. So yeah.
Well, guys, we've got so many big weekends. This is the busy season. We've got this weekend with all the stuff going on, the child advocacy banquet. We've got the stuff at the high school that's going on that Melody's going to be around. The Kings of Queen show, which I would love to go. It's killing me. Another thing that I'm going to. At the next weekend, we've got Easter and all the stuff going on there. Then the weekend after that, we got prom, porking bands, all kinds of stuff going on. Then the next weekend.
Yeah, and I've got a craft show in Cookville, and I'm going to miss half of porking bands, and I'm like so upset. But I had no idea that they were going to move porking bands. It's always the same weekend as Back to the Strip, and they moved it, and I'd already booked a craft show. But I am
Back to Strip after that.
Back to the Strip, and I think that the plan is for Kelly to do a pop-in podcast from Porkin' Bands that day to cover it, because it is such a great event, and it's an all-day thing, which is another thing I did forget. The kids have been telling me, because they do lunch, there's a silent auction, but there's guard, the middle schoolers who are coming into the high school. There's the jazz band. There's so many different parts to the band, and they're going to be performing all day. It is an all-day thing.
Well, I'll be there for some of it because I've got two little amazing band all-stars that are, one's going to be playing flute and the other's going to be playing the French horn.
French horn.
And
I'm so excited somebody's playing the French horn. I love that instrument.
I'm excited about that. Well,
it's one of those instruments that gets neglected and left out. People forget it exists, and I'm like, no, let's talk about that instrument because it's really fun. I love it.
we're going to have a French horn day, and that's one of the things that I really needed to do. And guys, I apologize. I'm going to take there's a few things that we haven't done today, and I needed to check it out. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is what a lot of people were looking for, and they're going to call this. A lot of people were leading into this Monday, going to call it Black Monday because everybody knew because of the tariffs, things are going to drop. We're down about 1,000 points right now at 37,258. Again, I feel it's a correction, and I feel like the tariffs are going to help our local American industries, our manufacturers. So, hey, just bear with us. It'll come back and it will recorrect itself and it will grow even more. I'm not even worried about it. Just watch out for people price gouging and raising prices and using this as an excuse to raise prices. Another thing we always talk about here is our National Day of, and I don't think I have that tab pulled up, but we've got a lot of great things going on in Warren County. And so, Melody, you're going to be busy this week and this weekend. I'm going to be busy, but I will actually call you again and find out where you're at. And maybe a little bit.
We need a segment. Where in Warren County is Melody?
Yeah.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
But yeah, guys, we're going to be sending out your local voice via email this week, and it looks like Kelly did get some printed off, so we'll have some at some point at the locations that you normally get it at, and probably will be because we don't have the commander-in-chief here with us. She's somewhere hopefully getting a suntan and enjoying herself. But Kelly, we do miss you, we love you, and we thank you. Melody, is there anything else that you got on for us?
Nope, that's all I had.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our own Melody Krim, extraordinary photographer and awesome person. Love you, Mel. Hope you have a good.
Love you guys too. Y'all have a great one.
You too, Mel.
Me and Vanessa are going to finish this up here, and thank you, Mel. So, Vanessa, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We've had a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel still like we haven't covered everything because I heard Tisha Parks Rigsby talked this morning on her Facebook chat this morning about and the lady's name is escaping my mind, and I apologize. I want to say Vicky Childers. The lady who passed away from the results of the car wreck.
That would be Vicki Cantrell. She was the owner of Vicky's Hair Salon over in the plaza.
And they're going to be having a benefit for her on the 19th, Saturday the 19th, over at the detention.
Yes.
And there's going to be food and a silent auction. So I wanted to send a shout out to them and let them know that we're thinking about them. And please be. And then you've got your benefit race coming up.
I do.
Tell us more about that. I know we've talked about it, but we can never talk enough about it.
No, we can't. April 26th, Sprint for Specials, 10K, 5K, and virtual race. 100% of the racer participants go to McMinnville Special Games. And I think most of the community is pretty familiar with McMinnville Special Games and all the good work Holly does. And this year, Brian, I'm so excited. At the Enrichment Center over on Garfield Street, the specials community has been creating artwork for the last month. And they have created some unbelievable pour art that will be available for sale the day of the race.
All right. Well, I saw some examples of that, and that looked really. It looked like one of those things that you find in a real art gallery.
Absolutely. They look like Jackson Pollock's or something. They should be hanging at the Frist. But I'm really excited. And I'll tell you what, Brian, when I dropped by the center to see the specials doing the artwork, that's what it's all about.
Speaking of that, one of my favorite people on this earth, Miss Mary Payne. I ran into her over at the Deverell Community Center this weekend, and I've had the privilege. It's an honor to get to go be with her class at the Warren County Middle School, and I get to be their Santa. And so one of the things that I love, and guys, I apologize, I don't like dyeing my hair all the time, but I do it for Santa. So the last dye job was about a month ago, but I got to be there for the Dr. Seuss's birthday, and in my Santa gear, and surprise them because they were not thinking about Santa in March.
Right.
And here I come in and I tell them about the Grinch, and I always want to know about the elves. But people who work with our special community are and the thing is that there's so many different places on the spectrum as far as like where they function, but they're, like I said earlier with Vanessa, there is never a mistake in life, and God doesn't make mistakes. And these people are some of the most beautiful creations God has ever given us, and we can see Jesus in them. And so it is such a blessing that you do that, and for the stuff Holly McBride that she does. And I was so great. I go to Christ Community Church, and she was there a few weeks ago talking about it, and we're very blessed to have people so compassionate, so loving, and a society is measured by how they take care of the least of these. And you guys, for what you're doing, it says a lot about how wonderful our society is here in McMinnville, Tennessee in this current day. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you so much for being here with me today. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the show today. What's the number to call in? I just saw this. Jay.
Oh, I see Jay.
Here, I'm going to put this up. Jay, I'm about to wrap it up, but I'll text you. I think I've got your number, and we'll get you to call in. I'll do it off air because we're getting ready to wrap it up. I'm sorry, Jay.
I'm sure he's calling in to tell us he wants Florida to win the Final Four.
Oh, that's listen. That hang on. Let me see if I got your number. We're gonna. I thought for sure. Kelly may have sent it to me, so I may be calling you here in just a no.
And I don't have his number.
I'm trying not to post my personal number.
That's what I was
on here
thinking. Jay, we love you, but
yeah. Let me see if I can.
Can we message him?
Yeah, let me see if I can message you my number here at because if you want to brag. Now listen, that was another big thing that happened this weekend was we had the Final Four, and I'll tell you, Florida looked dominant. They looked really good. They pretty much led their game the whole way. But the Duke Houston game,
oh wow,
that came down to the last minute, and that was incredible. Let me see. I apologize, guys. I'm trying to figure out if I got one with that Kelly has sent me. Now I'll just have to go to my Facebook and see if I can send Jay's Restaurant. All right. Sorry for the dead air. Jay's Restaurant. Let me see if I can say. Okay.
Oh, we've got. Well, about the race, you can find the race on Sprint for Specials 10K page on Facebook. There's a QR code you can scan to register. You can walk the 5K. You can run the 5K. Same thing with the 10K. We'd love to have you. It's a beautiful trail. So
how long is the sprint now, or
you can choose the 5K or the 10K.
5K or the 10K.
Yep.
And that's going to be on the
Yep.
I think we have it calling in.
Okay.
Now, who is calling? This is our special caller.
Yeah, it's the big orange 9. donation call.
I knew I'd get you excited saying you like the Gators.
The only thing great about a gator is its tail. Deep fry it for 4.5 minutes on 375 and some Cajun spice, and it goes down great.
If they win tonight, we'll never hear the end of it.
If who wins tonight?
Florida.
You're breaking up on me.
Houston all the way.
Now look, I love SEC, even if Tennessee's not in it. But there is a time and a point where you should say, forget the SEC.
We've reached that point, haven't we, Jake?
That is it. The only thing good about Alabama is the rest stops going down are really clean.
I agree with that.
Florida it's a hop, skip, and a jump to the Caribbean Islands for me.
Jay, how's everything going at the restaurant this morning?
Yeah, it's going good. We're just opened up, so we're waiting for the crowd to come in. I'm going to go ahead and let you know first because we're going to start this starting today. We're really starting to evaluate the prices of groceries coming into the restaurant. So in order not to have to pass an increase that nobody really needs right now, there'll be throughout the several weeks, we might start eliminating a few items here and there.
Okay.
Without having to increase prices for the customers.
Okay.
I always say going out to eat is a luxury.
Yes.
It's not a necessity like food is. You can always eat at home. So I really, appreciate everybody that comes in. But I shouldn't have to cripple their wallet to come out. So we're starting this week. So we're looking at really evaluating things because of tariff wars and such. And the thing about a tariff war that I don't quite understand is some of these companies might scale back products, car manufacturers and stuff. When it comes to food products, you don't slow down the supply chain at all.
No.
But if it's another country that you're selling it to, why not start with your own people and say, tax it high enough where the other countries will not buy it so it stays within your house and you can afford your own groceries at home for a change.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't do local.
About tariffs, but if you want to start at home, you have your people first.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for doing that, and we're going to reiterate that through the week because that was like one of the big things, and I had to make sure that I addressed about the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I know a lot of people use that as kind of a barometer as how the economy is going, but then again, you have a lot of different facets of the economy in transportation, distribution, fuel prices. Everything goes into the bottom line when it comes to how much you have to charge for your product. So
you do, and look, just because it might go up for a week or so, it might not stay there. You have to kind of evaluate it over, a couple weeks time. Now I get up at 5:45 every morning. The first thing I do after I pour my cup of coffee is I'm turning on the stock market channel, and I watch it until about 7:20 before I leave my house. So it really keeps me an update on a lot of things. What could happen, whether it's my business, other businesses, other people, because I always say I want everybody to make money because money is like life. It's a circle, and eventually somebody gets a piece of that pie.
Absolutely. The more successful we each are, the better it is for the whole community, right, Jay?
Well, that and another thing that, when people struggle, it can bring ugliness out, and they don't mean it. They just had a bad day. So we want everybody to be happy.
Well, I'm sorry. This is why we want to make sure, and you're right, happy people make better customers.
Absolutely. Make better guests.
Make better guests. and we want to really push, guys, Warren County, shop local. This is a local restaurant. The money is reinvested back into the community. The people that work there are local. It's not going to a corporate office someplace in Minnesota or God knows where. This is dollars that stay here in Warren County. So,
and I would like to throw this out there. Anybody in the community that loves beef liver and onions and doesn't like to fix it for their spouse, go to Jay's. Oh. He's got the best beef liver and onions, my husband says, that he's ever eaten.
Well, a lot of people are talking about beef liver being the next superfood because of all the antioxidants in it and all the mineral content in it. So we might have to push The beef liver. I've never heard anybody just say, because the chicken tenders there are wonderful.
They
are.
Well, now, see, beef liver is actually really good in iron to get your iron count up and your blood up. After giving blood or losing blood, iron is one of the best things to have. So,
I like it better when y'all cook it, though.
Yeah.
Everybody likes it better when I cook it. Found out it's the touch of my hand.
That we need to have that on a Jay's shirt. Everybody likes when I cook it.
Yeah.
But listen, let's get serious real quick before I hang up.
Okay.
I don't want to hear nobody that fell off a bridge when the Gators went down last night or tonight. I'm sorry.
That is serious for sure.
I'm sure I'll lose a lot of friends tonight after they lose because I'll be eating their Facebook posts up hard.
just get out the ointment now if you're a Gators fan.
Well, glad, and Vanessa knows somebody else in town that is a big Gator fan, and she won't like me after tonight. I'll probably tomorrow won't like going to the gym and running on a treadmill.
I was trying to say, we'll wear our colors at the gym tomorrow.
Well, I feel Houston.
Blue Day, everybody.
Houston's a team of destiny for sure. I mean, that miraculous win against Duke. I mean, for Duke to, and I don't know that they actually self-destructed, but they lost the lead within the last minute and a half. So,
well, and you got to you have to give Florida credit. That coach they have is, I believe, it's his third year.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's destined for something.
So. Hopefully the NBA.
Yeah.
Not Florida anymore.
That's okay. It's baseball, softball time in Tennessee.
We know who's been running the baseball racket and the softball racket for the last few years now. Jason, thank you so much for calling in, bud.
No problem. We'll talk to y'all later.
All right, have a great day. Now you got my number. Call me. See you. Bye.
Oh,
Guys, that was JC Pettit of Jay's Restaurant. We're so blessed to have him as one of our regular attendees and just one of the citizens in the community that keeps his fingers on the pulse of Warren County and what's going on. Well, that was unexpected, but that was great. Vanessa, thank you so much. Thank you, Tree City, Mr. Kevill, and Miss Robin, and all the people here that have been taking care of us today. Thank you, Warren County. Thank you for letting us be your neighbor and allowing us into your wherever you're at, into your bedroom, into your cubicle, your cubicle. Hey, tomorrow we'll be at the Warren County Middle School with Principal Caleb Sheehan and talking with some of the teachers, and we're going to talk about TCAPs. Very, very important that parents know what the process is for this and tips that you can do to help your child do better on their TCAPs. But guys, we're so blessed to be here today, and I'm going to put this up. I'm in her kitchen, so that he's back there cooking it up, and it's always better when Jay cooks it for sure.
That's right.
But guys, thank you for being with us today on Warren First. Hey, have a beautiful Monday. Have a great week. Oh, one more thing. Let's say a prayer real quick.
Absolutely.
Would you like to pray for us? Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. Dear Lord, we come to you in prayer this morning. We want to thank you for this Monday morning where we wake up and we know that we have the grace of God in our lives. Please be with us as we move forward in our day. Wrap your protection around us and help us make decisions that would reflect your grace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. God bless you guys. Have a great day. And remember, guys, keep it first.